Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, join our guy Scotty G coming up tomorrow at RGS Exteriors from noon to 3, 4235 Farm Road in West Jordan. Real quick, Huge Shasta Trailer says, we're talking about my Broadway hit about Bob Costas. Says, it does have that Broadway vibe to it, Jake. Is that you singing? No, it is not.
Jake doesn't sing.
I do not sing.
He writes. He doesn't sing.
That's my buddy Dale. Colton says, I think, well, let's see here. What did he said that the band has some range with many different genres. And yes, that is what I pride myself on. Very creative. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Joining us now, speaking of TV people, world famous TV people.
Multi-talented.
You see him on K-Jazz, Jazz Plus. He's our buddy Mike Smith. What's going on, Mike?
Almost famous. How about that?
It's a great movie. Maybe I'll write. I wrote a musical about Bob Costas, Mike. Maybe I'll write a Mike Smith musical.
That's a good idea.
Funny note, my 18-year-old boy stays up at night writing a musical. Crazy kid. He was writing all the music parts, all the lyrics, all the parts. He's a talented boy. Anyway.
Speaking of talented, the Utah Jazz acquired Jaren Jackson Jr. yesterday. Mike, when you first saw the news, what are your thoughts now that you've had almost 24 hours to digest it? What are you looking at?
I was pretty excited because it validated a lot of my thoughts and a lot of things I had hoped for and a lot of things I'd been saying to people. Like, people were on me a little bit, not on me for anything I did, but like just upset with the direction of the team. And I said, I don't know if you can all see it, but I can see it. And they were like, what do you mean? I go, well, we're like 2 defenders away and a good draft pick this summer from being top 4 team in the West next year. And they're like, what? I go, yeah. And that's, in the last 3-4 weeks when, they haven't been winning. They were on a 6-game losing streak before last night. And I'm telling you what, when I saw the news, it was just like, oh my gosh, they did it. So it pays to be patient and it pays to accumulate assets. So when a team gets desperate, you can rescue them. And at the same time, build your own team in a hurry. So I think it's a fantastic move. Like Jaren Jackson, he's a 2-time All-Star and a Defensive Player of the Year, and he's maybe not the shot blocker he was 4 or 5 years ago when he blocked 3 a game, but that could be motivation. That could be everything that's going on in Memphis. That could be a lot of things. But he's 26. And the best part about him is not only can he shoot and spread the floor, but he's super versatile. So it just gives the Jazz so much versatility, so much better rim protection. You can envision big lineups next year with Lowry and Walker and him on the floor at the same time, and a 6'8" Ace Bailey at the 2. Like, that's scary length. You can also envision smaller lineups, right? Play him at the 5 and Lowry at the 4, and all of a sudden you can switch everything. So it's kind of cool, like defensive versatility, offensive versatility, floor spreading. Like, I see him out there spreading the floor when Walker might not be and then that's room for Ace and Keontae and Lowry to drive. So they hit a home run, in my opinion, like out of the park.
We talked about this a little bit last night on the pregame show, but want you to expand on it. You don't think, and I agree with you, but you don't think there's overlap, that there's a natural fit for him on this team where he doesn't really take a bite out of anybody?
That's just another benefit, right? Sometimes you would pull the trigger on a great trade because a guy's so talented. In this case, he doesn't join your team and become your best player. Like, he's a really, really good player. I think Keontae's ceiling is higher. Ace's ceiling is higher. I think Lowry's better. That's nothing against him. But the beauty of this whole thing, Jake, as you're alluding to, is there isn't overlap in their skill set. They're different. They're all different. And when you can have stars and really good players that have different skills that don't overlap, my goodness, you become such a difficult team to guard. And I had some people texting me when it was happening saying, what does this mean? Are they getting rid of Walker Kessler? I was like, heavens no. Why would they do that? I said, this only adds to their shot blocking abilities and their defensive needs that can now be met. And, it doesn't solve all your defensive problems. I think you still need a great wing defender. But those guys you can find. These guys are harder to find. This guy's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan, and he's 26 years old. And he comes from championship DNA. So it's super cool. So, Jake, that's a really good point. You can have two stars on a team, and if those skills overlap, it kind of minimizes what they could be.
Yeah, how do you expect to see this work out? Do you think there's going to be a consistent rotation, or do you think Will Hardy's really going to go night to night and be able to say, well, tonight I think it's Jaren Jackson Jr. and Lauri Markkanen, or tonight it's Lauri and Walker, or tonight maybe it's even Walker and Jaren Jackson Jr. together and a little less Lauri. The versatility is really actually pretty intriguing once you understand Will Hardy's got a little bit of the mad scientist thing going.
Yeah. Are you asking me about the rest of this year, or are you asking me about
next year?
Next year?
No, I don't. The rest of this year is not going to matter, I don't think, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad. It's a good problem to have. I think of championship teams is who I think of when you ask a question like that. And like Popovich didn't tinker around with lineups, and, neither did Phil Jackson. He kind of stayed. But during a game, like the ability to adjust on your feet, that's one of the greatest qualities you can have as a coach. See the game as it's happening. See the game as matchups present themselves. Not just the necessitated moves when somebody's in foul trouble or somebody's killing you and you got to make a move, but the other ones that force the hand of the opposition. We're going to go this way, and we're going to play Lauri at this position, and we're going to get bigger right now against them and force them to adjust to us. I love those things. I don't know what Will do. It just feels like most teams that go on to win titles kind of stay consistent. And then people fall into those roles and timing of when they come into a ball game. And that's all good. Like there's enough variables during the season when you do have to adjust that they'll be able to. But I love the ability to adjust.
What do you think about what it cost the Jazz to get Jaren Jackson?
Well, tell me what it cost them.
What, 3 firsts, 2 really young players. I mean, I know everybody loves Slow-Mo and Gorgeous George, but those were just throw-ins. I mean, you talk about Taylor Hendricks, Walt Clayton, and 3 firsts. I mean, it's, I saw some people online who was like, oh, the Jazz got him for nothing. And it's like, well, that's not really true, but that doesn't mean it was a bad deal either.
Well, if those were your only 3 picks and your only 2 young studs, then I would say, wow, that was a big move or a gutsy move. But the fact that they have a cupboard full of picks and, a lot of talent in the last 3 years that they've accumulated, I really feel like they kind of had to choose, between Bryce and Taylor and between Clayton and Collier and, whether or not to keep Cody. And, it was feeling that way. That's, to me, an insider, but not on the inside, if that makes sense. Like I'm privy to certain things, but not everything. But mostly I'm there. So I see every game. I'm watching every game. I'm, diagnosing everyone's abilities and what their future trajectory might be, at least in my own mind. And I just kind of felt like those things became more clear in the last 4 months. I think it was very unclear at the start of the season if you were to say, oh, we're going to stay going forward with these 3 or 4, and if we have a chance to move these 2 or 3, we might. I don't think any of that was clear. I think it's now become a little bit more clear, and that's not a knock on Clayton and Hendricks. Like who knows how good they could become. I think Walter Clayton Jr. is a winner. I think he's a gamer. I think the upside of Collier with his speed and strength is higher. And just kind of the way the year's gone, like especially the way Cody has kind of come out of his shell and playing with more confidence of late, more decisive on his cuts and his drives and his shot, you kind of say, oh, yeah, he's worth hanging on to. Like, he's young and he's long and he's probably our best wing defender. So it's not a knock on any of the other guys. And Yang and Anderson are likable, but, not difference makers.
Who already on the roster is this going to help the most, this trade?
Will Hardy 1, Lowry Markkanen 2, Keontae George 3. Just go down the list. It just gives a newfound hope. It gives a level of confidence in the organization and the management that's kind of reestablished overnight. They knew what they were doing. They didn't have a plan that was drawn out, but they certainly were sitting on the right move, and give them credit for not doing an ancillary or lateral or horizontal move at other All-Star breaks that would have amounted to nothing just to say they did something. I respect that, and I don't know, helps everybody. You could see it last night. You could see it last night in their demeanor. You could hear it in the voices of Bowler and Thurl and Alema and me, and I didn't hear the radio telecast or broadcast, but you could just tell. It was like an injection of life. We're going to be good. And I don't know. Jake knows this because I'm on his show in the evenings and we talk about it, but I often will quote the Houstons and the OKCs that 4 and 5 years ago were winning 18 and 20 and 22 games. And, then OKC's the cream of the crop. But it's 4 years ago they won 22 games. It was just time and an injection of something. So I always kept saying that's the blueprint, not that you have to model that. But, draft somebody that becomes a star. That's probably Keontae. It's Jalen Williams for them. You trade for a star. It was Lowry for us. It was Shea for them. Go trade for another star. Okay, I don't know who it is for them. They drafted Chet. That's probably their other star. And now go make a deal for a couple of, suitable, likable, role-playing studs. They got Caruso and Hartenstein. That. Those things equal championship if you can stay together. And this team has stayed together. That's a credit to Will. Will's a great communicator. He holds people accountable. He's kind of genuine. I don't feel like he's playing games. He just tells it like it is. He'll call people out. And he's an unbelievable communicator. So every player on this team has always known where they stood. And that's what you want as a player. Good news or bad news, you want to know. So anyway, long answer to your question, but I think it helps everyone.
You think the Harden deal makes Cleveland any better?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. And there is a little bit of that overlapping like you talked about with Garland and Mitchell, and now it's the same overlapping or more. I guess in their mind, if we can give the ball to James Harden, let Donovan play a little bit more off the ball and get him open shots, maybe. But Donovan is averaging 30 points, and they're a mediocre Eastern Conference team. I say mediocre. That's unfair. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're pretty mediocre.
Yeah, they're
at
pretty
the moment.
mediocre.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, they're going to finish between 3rd and 7th, probably, 4th. And if history repeats, it's a first or second round exit for them. I just don't think – I don't know who on that Cleveland team is just like a winning player. That's like the game within the game, right? Jalen Brunson is a winning player. So, like who's going to take you to a level you shouldn't get to? And I don't know who that is. Donovan's a really great basketball player. His numbers back it up. His emergence into the league made a statement. He's an all-star for a reason. Is he going to win a title? Not if he's your best player, I don't think.
Mike?
And it probably helps the Clippers. I don't know what they've won 16 of 21, right? They've won 15 of 18, lost 2 of the last 3. I don't know. I mean, certainly Harden wanted to be extended, and he was having a decent year, and I'm sure they felt like, no, let's move him and get something for it.
Weather's been warm out, Mike. You've been able to golf at all? Are the courses open?
You know what's funny? I drove down to Black Desert on Monday for a day event. That was a blast. I was in shorts and a golf shirt. It was 67 degrees. I made a tee time for Friday here in the Valley. Like, I can't even believe it. I can't believe courses are open because I'm, newer to Utah. So I'm like, this is bizarre. But I guess it's bizarre to everyone. They keep telling me. But I am hosting in September my first ever charity annual golf event at Black Desert on September the 1st. I'll give you more and more information later, but if you know me and want to be a part of it, you should reach out to me. I have room for 30 foursomes. 9 of those are already gone in 2 weeks. And it's just going to be a fantastic day. Every participant, not winners, every participant gets a brand new Callaway Quantum driver. Every participant will get gear from Primo. Every participant will get an AI Odyssey dual putter. And then the prizes, when you win, are like through the roof. There's a closest to the pin for some custom wedges by my friend Corey Paul. He makes the most beautiful wedges. But like, just to give you an example, first place, if you won first place, all 4 players get to walk over to the Callaway tent, which will be there with Brian House, the rep, and all of their gear, and get to order themselves a brand new set of custom irons or whatever, the equivalent of $2,500. And you can just go 500 less for second place, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and down the road. Like, you could finish 5th place and still be at, I think it's $1,000 per player in gear. So let's say you wanted 3 fairway woods, you'd get it right there. They'd be drop shipped to your house in a week. It's going to be fantastic, and the beneficiary of my tournament is a unplanned pregnancy help clinic in Salt Lake City called Charis, and Charis is the Greek word for kindness in life, and they're just an amazing group of people, and so I'm touched by them. My wife is adopted, and I'm so grateful for her parents who chose not to end that pregnancy, which was probably ill-advised. Way back when. And so my sweetheart and our kids are all, because someone made the decision to have that child. And Karis wants to build a new facility in Utah County, and all of the proceeds from my tournament are going to go towards the building of that new building. So I'm fired up about it. I've dreamt about it for a lot of years. I've never done it, and I'm going to start this September. So
I got to tell you,
In future little radio engagements, I'll give you the website and what you need to know, because it is some time off. But if you do know me or can get in touch with me, please reach out and say, save me a foursome, because I will.
if I had that $2,500 prize money, I would get it straight mid-level golf balls. Like, give me $2,500 worth of pinnacles.
$1 ball.
Yeah, like that's what I want.
Jake, you can. Like, the prize for winning first is $2,500 of whatever from Callaway. If you want it all in their Chrome Tour ball, you can.
No, I don't want nice ones though, Mike. I don't want nice ones
ball.
Because if I lose nice balls, I feel bad. Yeah. I just want run of the mill. Like, I just want Callaway to give me their defective ones or something.
They have different levels of balls, just like Titleist and TaylorMade does.
Have them give me their well ball, whatever that is. Yeah, that's all I want. So I don't shed a tear every time I lose one. That's all I'm looking for.
You are hilarious, but you're kind of ask Ben, and I'm super excited about it. So,
Mike, thank you for jumping on with us. We appreciate it,
Thanks,
buddy.
Mike.
Good luck.
Go Jazz. See you guys tomorrow night.
See you, Mike. That's our buddy Mike Smith.
I'm curious how quickly we will see Jaren Jackson make his debut. That trade being official already, they've got to do physicals, et cetera, but that they announced it before the deadline, which is tomorrow, which is when I thought they would have waited, is kind of surprising to me. Teams wait, so if there are other moving pieces that need to get brought in, maybe you can get other financial benefits or whatever. For that to not happen was a little surprising.
I always think when you hear about waiting, for that situation, like, remember when Doc Rivers kidnapped, who was it?
Was it?
Oh, it was the center,
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen.
No,
if
absolutely.
You,
I do wonder if the Jazz were just like, handshake
let's just
now.
do it.
Let's do it. I bet you Penn State wishes they had gotten Kalani's name on paper.
Yeah,
before letting him go back and talk to BYU one more time.
When you play those games, it can get a little
hairy.
It can get a little hairy.
Yep.
All right, thanks to Mike for jumping on with us. We've got What You Got Wednesday coming up next. Stay tuned. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.